It's raining!
It sure is, little boy.
Joe is like the Wicked Witch, and he can't get wet.
Yeah.
Or otherwise he melts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
It's true. I don't know what you want me to say.
Anyway, welcome back.
We're not fucking with you, audience.
The townscape turns into a shapeless collection of various we read that. Those poor souls who are forced into the downpour try to make as much haste as they possibly can, pitting each other for their shared misery.
Has neither any of them heard of an umbrella?
No. I turn the final corner, the 22nd corner.
Second.
Then immediately.
He said it!
Stupid for being amused by my own pun.
This truly has been a Katawa Shoujo.
The door beckons me with promises of warmth. The rainwater dripping from my umbrella makes interesting, almost artistic patterns on the floor.
Shut up.
Hey, I am not wet, you're wet, apart from the shoes that leave small puddles in my wake, completing the rainwater artwork. Nomi is here too, chatting with Sei at the back of the gallery. Rin's nowhere to be seen though. Maybe she's upstairs. There are no customers though, which figures considering the bucket loads of water dropping on the neck of anyone daring to brave the weather today.
Welcome.
Well, oh wait, that's you.
Hello, sorry to interrupt.
Good afternoon, Nakai. Came all the way here for a visit.
No, I think it was just an impulse. I was around the neighborhood shopping and decided to stop by.
Liar.
My reflexive reaction is a white lie, which surprises myself. Maybe I just don't want to say that I came specifically to see Rin, even though that much must be obvious.
My, you choose a bad day for shopping. Would you like some tea to warm you up?
Thank you, but I'm fine, really. The weather could be better, though. The rain on the first day of vacation's a bit depressing.
Well, I'm sure it'll get better.
Nomi offers his hearty laughter, bordering on abrasive. Rain doesn't get you down, teacher.
Well, I do prefer clear weather as well. I was actually leaving just now to meet someone, and I'd prefer not getting my jacket soaked. It's very expensive. But, of course, I'm in a good mood. What did you think about the exhibition? It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very fancy. My unenthusiastic answer almost spurs him to carry on, walking around the gallery while blabbering about the opening. He talks more and louder when he is moving. It's something I noticed at the club meeting too.
We got to talk with many good people and make valuable contacts. One of Tezuka's paintings even got sold to a collector from Osaka.
Follow his eyes to an empty space on the wall. I can't even remember which painting was hanging on the spot. Can you guess which painting was there?
It was the one with the heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holy head
Where-
face.
Yeah, the holy
Sal
head
was
face.
Giving head.
Yeah. Follow his eyes to an empty space. Yeah. Well, it's gone now.
It was lucky that she was alright despite that dizzy spell. She got a little quiet though, so I told her to rest well. Then again, she's always been pretty shy.
Shy, whatever. I just nod along with the teacher.
The reception was very positive in general. I might be able to get one of my friends to write a little article on a magazine to...
Shinichi. Shinichi, you're busy. Go making Mr.
Takahashi
Takahashi wait.
Zay's remarks make him stop in his tracks and check his watch.
His cool fucking watch? I have one of those too.
Nomia frowns in displeasure at the interruption to his tirade.
Oh, right. Well, I'll be off then. We'll meet in September, Nikai.
Bless you!
21st night.
Bye. Wow. Teacher really doesn't hold back when it comes to Rin's budding artist career. Guess it takes a lot to succeed, but I suppose his job would be easier if Rin was more cooperative. She's too indecisive, even though she's doing just fine, like that dizzy spell from night before. She just freaked out or something, and I didn't want to help her. I sigh. Ugh.
God, can I just bully him until he fucking stubs all of his toes?
Feels like the gap between me and Rin only widening. I just imagine you throwing tables at his toes. Because he's stubbing them. She's going to become something great while I'm still feeling like I'm bogged down despite promising myself to try and make something of my life. On top of that, we had to fight and then we longer to keep not talking, the harder wounds become to heal. If that even is what we want, I never found out what Rin left and now I'm not sure what I feel myself. I wish I could understand her, but Rin is not a very open person for interpretation. Not that she's hiding anything, she just seems to defy my attempts at making sense of what she is talking about on any given day.
Something on your mind?
You didn't see that wall of text? I realize I've been spacing out in the middle of the gallery. Who for who? Nothing special. I pretend to study the closest paintings to distract her. I've seen it before. The now all too familiar strokes of color, twisting and melting into each other seemingly randomly, still manage to feel like there is something happening behind the scenes, so to speak. Rin's style is so much like her. Abstract, incomprehensible, colorful, stupid, hot and attractive. Mysterious. I wonder if to understand an artist, one must understand art. I may have a question. She looks up from the magazine she was idly leafing through, seemingly delighted at my display of unspecified interest. How do you interpret art?
What do you mean?
Her eyebrows raised high into questioning arcs, as if the question was too complicated to even begin to answer without clarification. Sorry if I'm asking something stupid. I don't think I really understand art like the pros do.
Oh, there's no trick to it.
Zay waves my question away from the simple but efficient flick of her wrist.
Everyone interprets art as they will, and interpretation is as much in the eye of the beholder as the intentions of the creator. Pros have their own way because there is a thing called art theory. There are patterns in art just like everything, and we assume that it's possible to draw some conclusions from observing those patterns.
Her voice is like a teacher's lecturing and adding emphasis on random words to keep the listeners on their toes.
In the end, doesn't even matter. I suppose it's pretty meaningless.
Yeah, pretty much what she said. She moves to musing, seemingly to herself, muttering loud enough for me to clearly hear.
A good piece of art will make you feel something, and that's all there is to it, my boy. Feelings change, and they affect the art we create and the art that we see.
But
I'll tell you a story.
Do you have to? The last one was depressing.
It's important. Listen. About 100 years ago, when 9/11 happened, a little-known painter got news that his friend and a man named Kat had committed suicide. This happened while he was away and hadn't seen his friend for a while. So obviously he must have felt even more conflicted than you normally would after hearing of such a thing. For 4 years after that, our main character did nothing but monochromatic paintings because he was so deeply affected by the news. Whatever he did, he always kept returning to that same color until he let it out of his grasp.
She takes a little pause to check whether I'm still following. I am to an extent, so I give her the prompt that storytellers seem to live for. So... it's hard to continue from that, as I can't seem to come up with the question she wants me to come up with. Like a half-baked Socrates, she thought she laid out the tools for revelation in front of me.
Don't you see the point yet?
Only her student proved to be too dense to get it. She looks discontented at my slowness.
You're a fucking idiot. Picasso's Blue Period is one of the most lauded in the history of art, but who knows what he felt when he worked on those masterpieces? Sadness, longing, regret. Nobody could tell. If you now see one of his Blue Period paintings, you probably interpret it as differently from before you knew about Picasso's friend, Cass Masson. Experiencing art is always personally interactive by chance or circumstances. There are a million explanations of any given piece of art, but it might be that none of them are what the creator intended. No man is an island, you know. The fuck does that mean?
I nod without understanding what the last remark meant.
Me and Hisao finally understand each other.
What she said made sense otherwise, except for that one thing. As far as communication, like Rin said, but everyone is talking their own secret language, like Sei said. What can anyone ever hope to communicate?
Feeling.
It seems so futile and pointless. Art really is not a thing for me. Sei returns to her art, and I make around in the gallery, trying to see what Rin can see in her own pain. A soothing mood.
Hisao not realize that the way that he goes about, like, oh, it seems so fucking pointless, that's like 90% of his fucking problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. A soothing mood takes hold of the gallery, surrounded by the rainstorm, the big windows making the transparent isolation feel more comfortable. A tinkle of the bell disrupts the tranquil mood. Rin pushes the door open with her shoulder and steps in. I'd almost forgotten that she was the reason why I came to the gallery in the first place.
I think I'm ready.
She pauses mid-sentence, noticing my presence.
Who the fuck is this to me?
The needle-dropping silence lasts for exactly 1.5 seconds, not enough for either me or Sei to open our mouths, but enough to Rin to react.
I'm going for a walk.
Dang.
Heading back outside with a reckless pace uncharacteristic of herself, Rin seems to forget that it's still raining.
This is what happens when you make me choose.
Without giving it any real thought, I grab my umbrella and hurry after her. Catch Rin around the corner, open the umbrella, lift it above the two of us while still having to almost run to keep up with her. She doesn't protest me running after her, nor me giving her shelter against the rain, eventually slowing her pace down so I can match it without an immediate danger of overexerting myself. I relax from the rush, assessing the situation. The last time I held my umbrella to guard both of us against the rain, I didn't think too much about it. But now all the things that happened since then are gathering into a freezing cold ball around my tummy.
Balls. Balls!
Being close to her makes me feel uncomfortable, and I feel myself flustering slightly. It's hard to get words out of my mouth as it feels suddenly very, very dry. Still, it's not like I can back off. Why do you keep running away, babe?
I don't want to talk to you.
Dang!
I want to talk to you.
It hurts every time I do.
Dang!
Sometimes it can't be helped.
I don't want to hurt.
Fine, we don't have to talk.
What should we do?
Let's just keep walking.
Just walking?
Just walking.
Okay.
Our footsteps go splish splash. We're taking it
Her
back.
poor feet are probably so cold in the rain. Joe, warm them up
In the shallow.
with your mouth.
Yeah.
In the shallow puddles forming on the streets as we walk through the rainfall. Rin, now walking beside me in her hurried and relaxed manner, doesn't seem to be even a bit bothered by the fact that she is getting wet even though she didn't need it to. She is partially out of the protective shelter of my umbrella, despite it being more than big enough for the two of us. It's as if she doesn't even notice the rain drenching her shirt. Rin's demeanor always evokes mental images, meditative calm, even when she might be in inner turmoil. But I don't think that is meditation, that is just getting soaked in the rain. I wish I could be more calm too. I've become too involved with Rin to retain my usual aloofness. Feels like I have become one of those people who fool themselves into thinking they are objective, only to find out they are the worst kind of liars. Illusions to fools ourselves. What better way to make one feel like a good person? Might be better to lose that illusion. I'll be going back home for some time, so I thought I'd come see you before that. I could have thought of a better conversation opener, but Rin actively refusing to talk makes it hard.
It's good. I might have thought that you'd been kidnapped or otherwise.
You can't keep running away from everything, not even from me trying to talk seriously.
I'm always serious. Also, I seem to be running very slowly right now. Maybe I should take lessons from Emmy.
Burn. It's futile. Like talking to a brick wall that randomly spouts sarcastic nonsense back at you. Think of your exhibition opening. What if you had run away? Rin doesn't answer that. She just keeps walking, or running slowly, escaping from me into her silence. She has a knack for being alone in company, I've noticed. We head down the street. We then turn left, then right 3 times, and left again. It's like that night from some time ago in another life. We keep choosing directions randomly because it doesn't matter when we're going. All that matters is walking and the sound of raindrops dropping against the umbrella. Water flows down from the roofs of the buildings and into the storm drains and wide rivers. Even though I try to step over them, my feet are getting wet through my shoes. We keep walking in silence that just begs to be broken again. I'm sure I'm the only one feeling this, though. Why did you have the exhibition? Rin just shrugs sullenly and looks in the other direction. I give up at this point. It's pointless. What does she want to accomplish? What she said at that night of the opening made me feel that there was something special she wanted. It felt to me that Rin hoped for something unattainable. She set the bar high and inside her head she felt no matter how much people liked her works, it's understandable to lack realism. Most people do, even if not quite on the extreme level Rin takes it to. But it's not a reason to live in her private world that accepts no visitors. You can't bend the world to fit You can't bend the world to fit your twisted megalomaniac cosmology where everything works just like you want. Just what frustrates me the most in Rin. She wants the world to live by her rules, disregarding everything that conflicts with those as irrelevant or necessary. I can't believe how anyone in Yamaku could not have the bare minimum perception to understand that the world can sometimes be very unfair.
Oh, he's on his Ben Shapiro arc.
I'm sure she's not the only one who wishes some things were different, but we can at least grasp the facts as they are. I take a sideways glance at Rin, who is looking up at our dome-shaped cover. It is a poor replacement for a real shine in its monochrome bleakness. The rain just keeps falling. Just like the class today, Rin doesn't really give the feeling of wanting to be watched. She sulks in unison with the sky that she loves so. I shouldn't have come. Her presence only reminds me of how angry I got because of these exact same reasons, and how those reasons probably can't ever change. Even though I want to say I'm sorry, even though I don't want us to break apart, I can't bring myself to say either of these things. You keep measuring the rain drenches. Often when you walk with someone else, your steps become synchronized as if though some weird subconscious pact. I noticed that ours never do. It's a sign. Time passes and the strikes against this drum skin of my umbrella fade as the clouds above slowly disperse to reveal a cerulean blue. Eventually, the rain yields enough for me to close the umbrella, shaking the excess water off before I do. While I wrestle with the mechanism, Rin stops so abruptly that I take 5 steps before realizing that she's not with me anymore. Stupid umbrellas seem to be jammed. When I turn around, I find her staring at me with an impassive face.
I wanted someone to say, I understand how you feel. Wouldn't that be great?
Is that the answer? Is that an answer from the question from before? I don't know. Yeah, but why is it so important?
Because otherwise I don't know if I can bear this.
I was still in the middle of folding my umbrella, so I just answered something to get the conversation going. But what she says now freezes my blood.
If someone says a joke and laughs, you laugh with them, right? Because a joy doubled is a joy tripled, right? If someone is hurt and sad, you comfort and hug them because that way.
She pauses, her mouth still halfway open, then remembers to close it. A gloom sets on her face, simultaneously on my heart.
I don't know why the right words never come out. I don't know why I can laugh only when I make myself. I don't know why everything stays only inside me, even when it feels like I'm going to burst.
Her flat, expressionless face does not waver even when she says that. Her usual steady voice becomes only slightly quieter than normal.
But who would ever want to feel like that?
Rin looks at me and I imagine the sadness reflecting from her eyes, whether it really is there or not.
I don't want to feel like that.
We stay silent for a little while after that. Rin, because she said all she has to say at once, because I have no clue how to process what she just said. I don't understand what Rin is saying, or I do, but I don't want to. For the first time, both of these things happen, and it has to be simultaneously. The irony is not lost on me. I think everyone wants to be understood, that's universal. But that is impossible, not only for me, but for anyone. Say said so too. You affect other people and are affected by them, but in the end, you see everything the way only you do. All people are alone, we just use each other to elevate that loneliness. I wonder why I put it like that. It just felt like what told me rang true. As if I have always thought that it feels like she articulated my thoughts in clear, simple words in that stupid story about Picasso. Shut up, phone. No, shut up. Get out. Get off.
Block them.
Yeah, everyone.
Block them, Steven.
Anyway.
Forever.
Rin droops her head like a withering flower, letting her bangs fall in front of her eyes so I can't see them. But we can, the viewer.
Why do you say that when you made me feel otherwise? It's unfair.
The shaky voice that says those words does not belong to Rin.
I really thought you could be different, that I wouldn't have to be alone.
It's a bitter voice of disappointment, spoken through clenched teeth and a quivering chest. I'm sorry.
If you are, why do you say something unfair like that?
Her demanding tone invokes no particular feeling in me apart from sadness that has been there since yesterday evening. She doesn't intimidate me at all, not anymore. Rin is not a art genius or unpredictable idiot savant who could tear the logic lobe of my brain into shreds whenever she opens her mouth. She is just a girl that I thought I loved, a loved one who wanted to be my friend, a friend whom I let down. I say that because saying otherwise would feel like lying.
Why?
Simple questions are the hardest ones. I have to close my eyes so I can focus my thoughts enough to answer her. I'm no artist. I can never be on the same level with you. There is a world only you can see, and to be a part of it, I would have to become you. That's something I can't do, no matter how much you wish me to. Rin takes in my explanation without batting an eyelash.
I'm not a real artist either.
I am an AI, a robot.
I just paint because it makes me feel like I can really feel something.
She holds her breath for a while before releasing it in a long sigh-like flow.
That's why I'll do it. I've decided I'll do it. Even if Sal says that, then that's what I'll do.
Do what? Rin starts a little shows that she has regressed into talking to herself again, but I'm glad I can snap her back even now.
Teacher and Sai have talked with someone who's a very important person. I got a scholarship for a big art school in Tokyo. He said I could transfer there and start after the summer is over, if I wanted to. I don't really get why.
Hold on, what? Why didn't you tell?
I just did. You're the first one I told because I decided it just now.
She keeps her cool, looking only mildly surprised at my shocked interjection. It's ridiculous how easily she can say something so life-changing. Can't believe it. After what happened in February, I have had enough change for this year. Even if things are going badly right now, I don't want everything to change. But what about Yamaku? Don't you want to graduate with everyone and me? My plea evokes no emotion.
Everyone who?
Oh my god, I mean me and everyone. I feel my impulse rising unnervingly and my breathing becomes fast and shallow. I don't want this to happen.
Their life isn't mine anymore. You just said that everyone is alone.
I didn't mean it like that.
You always said that you'd have to seize the day and start living your life. I have to live my life too.
Rin is twisting my words to justify running away again. It makes me angry. Her ease, finality, and seriousness is announcing this is unacceptable. As if changing your life is something you can do on a moment's whim. No! How can you say that? Why don't you ever try to get belong? To the desperate accusation has no effect. It feels like I'm once again out of weapons, that I can't reach through to her no matter what I try. Rin is so frustratingly absolute in her own judgment that it might make me hate her if I didn't love her, even though I don't know which way I'm feeling anymore.
Maybe I am that kind of person. The kind that belongs only to herself.
I won't accept that. Her nonchalant eyes do not seem to care whether I accept her decision or not. The pause lets me cool down to find my sensibilities. While I do, the parting rain clouds reveal a setting sun that still has time to shine its last few warming rays before calling it a day. A mosaic of light and shadow spreads on the walls of the buildings, on the streets and the fence, circling a park on the other side of the street. Rin's shadow is long enough to reach my feet. Tee. It's like one of those Western movies where two cowboys staring each other down, ready to sling their guns at each other. The one who loses his nerve will eat lead. I would win because I have arms. I realize I would have the disadvantage because the sun is behind Rin, stinging my eyes. Dang it.
Do you hate me?
She draws first, and I have no counter. I don't know. Did I lose? Even if I did, what would it matter? A scramble for words that could salvage this. I find none. You're my friend, I promised you that. I'm not the kind of guy who forgets about promises. I think that this is the most important thing we could try to...
Don't say it.
Predicting what I was going to say, Rin throws herself into my arms, pressing her body against mine. I feel her rising to her tiptoes to match my height and snuggle closer. The center of her hair is at the rain and paint thinner. Her body feels as cold as always. Her breathing against my neck is hot as always. It's funny how all those feel so familiar, even though Rin as a whole does not.
Are you sure you can't hate me?
Rin whispers into my ear, so close I can feel the movements of her lips against my earlobe. It's teasing, taunting.
I got a weird boner.
If this was some kind of situation, I'm sure it would tickle tantalizingly, and I would giggle even though I'm a guy.
What?
You did.
Well, it just wasn't stupid. It just nothing. Don't
Even
know.
though you're a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard when you're hugging me like that. I wonder if it's because of my soul and voice. If she takes a step back, looking wistfully at her short arms. Boom! 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 Tackling me.
Ugh.
I wish she hadn't done that.
I can't hug anyone, Sal. I'm a bad person like that. That's why I have to go.
She disarms me completely with 3 simple sentences, rendering me unable to argue anymore. And since I can't, Rin is free to continue as she wills, shifting her weight from one foot to the other before she does.
I will learn to hug people in my own way. I'm sure I can become a real artist. But if I do, I might not be able to be me anymore.
The hint of a smile on her lips is a betrayal, a false sign of self-confidence and a future that even Rin can't foresee. I'd want to interpret it as a sign of hope, but I know better. Rin just keeps smiling that awkward forced smile of hers.
That's why. Please forget about me. And I'll forget about you too. I'm sure that...
She chokes in the middle, saying something I would never come to hear. I don't think I'd want to hear it anyway. This is not fair. Rin is not joking. Rin is always serious, but I can't accept it. I can't. Forget about you. How could I ever? That's what I'd like to say, but I don't know how I could continue. I can't come up with anything good to say, so I have to challenge her. How can you say such a thing? Rin raises her eyes to meet mine. They are serious and deep. A perfect image of the uncharted territory I always thought they were. Even now, I can't read her emotions from those unblinking jade irises that never could reflect what they saw.
It's easy. After all, I'm good at forgetting things.
Her unfairness is choking my throat, but I managed to utter the question burning my mind. So is this goodbye? Rin kept looking at me gently without answering my question. From her eyes, I could see that she didn't even need to say anything. There were no more words for us. She turned around and walked off without looking back. All around me, the world kept changing little by little, but I was left standing there. The sun dropped below the horizon, casting long and thin shadows across the street. In the waning light, Rin's distancing back seemed to be like a faraway dream. The gap between us grew slowly. The ripples on the puddles she stepped on expanded until they met the limits of their tiny existence and disappeared without a trace. Her words stay frozen deep inside my heart.
So, what did you all think? That was the neutral ending.
Did it feel neutral?
Yeah, that's the
That did feel fucking neutral.
Yeah, no. It's funny. People regard that as like the second bad ending.
Yeah, because it is. That is the second bad ending. That's terrible. I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
Yeah.
Steven,
what would you
get the gun.
Okay.
What would you do if what would you do if that happened to you in real life?
I would fucking just lay in the street and wait for a car to hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well written though. It's well written.
I don't care. Next time on SUBPARCADE.
Aww.
What about you, audience? How do you feel about what just happened here? Type it in the comments below.
Are you neutral about this?
Does this feel neutral?